Oh, that is good banter.
That's good banter.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 43, take two.
We are
the
back,
Good
Tommy.
Banter podcast. We are back. And
Timmy Sarge.
the reason we say 43, take two is we've already recorded episode 43, and
That was about 3 years ago, wasn't it?
about 3 months ago, and it sucked balls. It was it was shit. The sound was shit. You're in WA.
I think at that stage I was in Darwin. I was in a shitty. It wasn't even backpackers. It was at the Kavanagh Hotel.
Nice.
And I was on the Zoom recorder like this. I was sounding great, but you sounded like you're on the fucking moon.
We thought we'd worked out a way to beat the system. So I think I had my phone.
I had your phone.
No, you wouldn't have had my phone up in Darwin.
No.
I
right.
had my phone. I was talking on my phone.
That's what you usually do.
And you had your phone up against the mic.
The mic, yeah. It was
and
shitful.
we thought, we've worked this out. This will be great. But you sounded crisp, and I sounded like I was in a bloody shallow grave.
Yeah.
So that was shit. So we thought, you know what? Let's scrap that episode.
Dump it.
Let's do 43 again. So 43 take two. So we're back. So 3 months. Fucking a whole lot to talk about, but I feel a bit like that guy that goes away. Maybe he's got a partner, a loyal partner, and he goes away on a Kentucky tour for 3 months and comes back and expects everything's going to be the same and everyone's going to be waiting. She's going to be waiting for him.
You feel like that?
I feel a bit like that with our listeners, and I know that
yes,
we're preaching to the choir because those that are listening are obviously they've
loyal.
come back, but there's going to be people out there that are gone, you know what, fuck yeah, we've moved on.
Yeah, everyone else, they're doing their stuff via Zoom. They're still pumping out podcasts, and we thought, we didn't want to damage our reputation and the product.
Well, and the brand, that
and
amazing brand
that
we've got
brand.
going.
It's
So,
a big brand.
So look, we made the decision to take the 3 months off, but we're back. We apologise. We hope we've come back from our little tour, and we hope you haven't moved on. We hope you're still there, and if anything, distance has made the heart grow fonder.
And absence makes the heart grow fonder, and hopefully you haven't wandered.
In fact, we're not even going to question if you have been, whatever, fucked around with other podcasts, as long as you come back.
That's right.
You don't ask questions of us. We won't ask questions of you. Let's just fucking get back on with it.
And we're all we're changing up a bit, Tommy. Usually we come out on a Tuesday.
Yes.
We have mixed it right up here, and we've thought, do we do Wednesday? No, we don't do a Wednesday. We're going to come out on Thursday. So you're listening to this on a Thursday.
The reason being, we figured then we could record it on the Monday or the Tuesday and we'd be fresh off the weekend. Because let's face it, the weekend's where the action happens.
That's where it all happens. And now things are open. Full capacity. Gigs are coming back.
Everyone's pumped.
That's it.
Getting to the pubs, the gigs, and everyone's back on the beers. And it's good times.
It's great times,
Melbourne's
mate.
back.
Melbourne's back. What has been happening with you, mate? Like, we've spoken on the phone. I was away, obviously. But, what's going on with that fucked up finger?
The digit.
Jesus. I haven't
I didn't
seen
show
it.
you the digit.
I haven't seen it. It looks like... It looks like a condom with like blown up with water put into it, like a water balloon or something. Jesus.
It looks like a pregnant seahorse.
Yes,
isn't a bad one. You know how they get the big gut and then they pop out all those.
They do, and isn't it the males who give birth for seahorses?
Not sure. I've never slept.
Big
with
D, fact checking early.
Fact
checking Big D. I think seahorses give birth to the babies.
Well, what defines a male? Like, it doesn't make it the female then?
Yeah, because you never... Well, I don't know. We're living in crazy times. Maybe do seahorses have penises? They must. How do they reproduce? I don't know.
Penis, that's a good way to work out which one's the male.
It's work.
But obviously not the reproductive organs. They must be in the bloke.
Well, maybe they've got... maybe they are.
Jeez, so I hope I don't come back as a male seahorse. I wouldn't like to be going through childbirth.
And I don't know, maybe... I don't know whether I'm just making shit up here, but don't they give birth to like 20, 30 seahorse eggs or something?
I thought it'd be thousands.
Oh, maybe.
Again, I've got absolutely nothing to back that up.
No, but that does look like a little seahorse. So what's in there? Talk us, and this probably isn't great listening.
Well, but maybe I'll just listen. This is for the people
on the YouTube.
Just to give you an idea.
Get on the YouTube now.
I'll just try.
It's a bit out of focus.
It's a bit out of focus, but you get the idea.
It's like you're underwater there.
That it's not great. And so for those, obviously it's been 6 weeks. Quick recap. Probably for the last 15 years, I've been dislocating my finger. Whenever I tackle someone...
And not as a party trick.
Not as a party trick.
Football.
It's the tackle. It's that left-handed tackle for some reason
That's very rare because I've heard the rumour that you weren't much of a tackler,
Siegert. Well, I've dislocated it probably...
Once a season for 50.
Yeah, 50 times. 50 tackles in the last 15 years, I would say. And it would just pop out.
Any chance of maybe getting your body into a tackle, or you're just throwing out the little fucking?
Just I do the little T-Rex arms.
The T-Rex.
Fly the. Have you ever?
Short arm.
We watched I played a father-son. Not a father-son. A dad's footy game. For Noah's school. No, it was great. We trained every Sunday for the whole year.
That's a bit ridiculous.
And for this one game that was played in the week where there was, but it was just shits and giggles, and it was good because it got to meet all the other dads, and anyway they recorded the game. Actually, it was a pretty good standard. A lot of decent footballs. There was a fair gap between the top and the bottom. There was a big crowd there. It was a beautiful day. And then they got it quite professionally recorded, and we met the following.
BT and JB down there, commentating. Dennis Kamutu.
No, they weren't there. Just a lot of kids running around. It was just exciting. Look, and
when's this? What era? You know, how many years ago?
Oh, this is only 3 years ago.
Okay, so
yeah, so it's meant to be every year, and these two the two Catholic primary schools. The dads play each other. And I think our school's got about 1,200 kids, and the other school's got about 90. So
so you got a few dads to
fair
choose
advantage.
from.
But anyway, and we all went back, and we were thinking, fucking, and it was hard, and it was physical, and everyone
really. So people were having a bit of a crack. There's
crack.
Some people like, whoa, you know, in veterans football or masters where there's that nutcase where it's like, settle down, champ.
There was a big New Zealand guy that was throwing his body around. I don't think he really understood the concept. Because all he could do was tackle, and he sort of thought,
well, maybe you should get some tips off him.
Yeah, no, the horse is bolted as far as tackling is concerned. But anyway, so they got it professionally recorded. We all met down at the pub a week later, and it's a tradition that everyone meets up, and it's just about the dads getting to know each other. And fucking hell, there are a few plays that looked very different on camera than how I remember them playing out. Mainly the tackle. Like, I would think most times you thought, I'm having a real... I almost got that
him,
guy. But sometimes I don't think you really extend the arms as much as you could to lay that tackle. They're little T-Rex arms hanging off the side.
But you do the sort of face to look like you're really trying?
Yeah, but the arms, you can really tell when those arms aren't trying. You feel like you're giving 100%, but probably in reality it's 25 to 30%.
And you probably started watching it going... Are they playing this at full speed? Is that how quick? Surely that is, they've dumbed that down. They've slowed that down a bit.
Yeah.
Surely.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Not a word of a lie. If you would have asked me, I would have thought that was a
good standard.
Decent game of footy, and it was fucking garbage. It was embarrassing, and it was just the kicks were all over the shop. This shit. After the initial shock of how shit it was very funny to watch.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, good times.
But sometimes, like I know you might take a mark. I mean, you don't take many marks, but a few times where I used to get up there, up there gazelle, and you'd sort of think, oh, yeah, this is going to be big. Let's rewatch it. This is almost footy legend stuff. And you sort of have a look and you go, oh, fuck, yeah, no, I only really got
makes you
jumped
appreciate
over a jam tin, really.
Makes you appreciate what a Jeremy Howe mark would look like if you were standing under it. Because sometimes you're standing under a mark in local footy and
it
you're
looks
like,
big.
Whoa! And then you might see the video and you're like, actually, that was
pretty
standard, pretty textbook sort
right?
of
and
out in front sort of mark. But
anyway,
so over years, I've always dislocated my finger. So it's getting progressively worse, and now it just pops out, and I just basically make a fist, and it pops back in. So it's a pain in the ass, but But whatever. Anyway, so after a little bit of time off, I think I had a year off, came back, played in the first pracky match.
And do you tape it?
Well, I do. I started to tape it. And tape it fairly heavily.
Yes.
But I had a year off, retired, probably the third, fourth, fifth time I've retired. Came back and just sort of forgot about it. So I didn't tape it for this pracky match. And foolishly, and I think this was 2021. We got a practice game in before the season.
So that's this year?
Yeah, this year. So yes. So went the tackle. First time the ball came near me, laid the tackle, bang, straight, pointing in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck it, as I've done many times before, made the fist, didn't go back in.
Ooh.
So I just sort of, there's no knuckle there, so it just moves around. So I just grabbed it, put it back in, and straight away I was like, that's not right. And it was sort of coming out on a real angle, and probably knew deep down that when I went to the doctor, it was probably, it was a surgery job, because they shouldn't be hanging out like that. So decided, being a warm-blooded Aussie male, to do fucking nothing about it.
That's exactly right.
Play the season out. It was still the practice match, so there's a fair bit of footy to play. So,
and you are in your mid-40s.
43 at the time, so I thought... So I just taped it. And actually, when you got a bit of blood flow going, it was actually... it was actually pretty good. So,
how much blood flow do you get through a finger?
Just the heat of the footy. And look, admittedly, the tackling...
Oh, righto. How many... You're getting 40 possessions a game, are you?
I was having a good season, Ivan. I was having a good season. Excuse me.
And
we're on the Diet Cokes here.
Fucking out of date.
We're on the out-of-date Diet Cokes.
It tastes all right.
Thanks to the Caulfield Footy Club, who...
Run us through that story.
Well, that's... Story goes... we've got a bit of storage room at the Caulfield Bears, so we've... So obviously, start of the season, you buy bulk, all your slabs and your fucking beers for the canteen, rah. But then COVID bloody hit, and we had fuck all functions, fuck all home games, so... The season ended. We had a bloody storage room full
slabs left over,
full of piss and Diet Coke. So they were basically giving the shit away. So I scored myself a couple of slabs of Diet Coke and good times.
I'm all for it.
Oh, lovely drop.
I love it. It's got to be cold though.
This is cold.
Yeah, it is cold. Yeah,
and
I love it.
Anyway, so end of the season. Oh yeah, so the season was up in the air for a long time.
Oh.
Is it going to be on? Is finals going to happen eventually? Unfortunately, it didn't happen.
No,
that's another story. I thought I was going to finally play my first premiership.
Well, you're getting well ahead of yourself there, mate.
So I've gone to the doctor. This guy's the gun. I just went to the normal doctor. He said, obviously it's fucked. You got to go to specialist. Gone to the specialist. He's had a look at it and he said, how long's it been like that? And I think he was thinking.
Couple of weeks.
Oh, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario. And I said, I did it in Feb. And he just goes
1997.
Well, he said you're an idiot. So he's so we've got the scans. He said it's basically it can't be fixed.
Yes.
So there's no chance I can fix it because it's absolutely fucked. So the bone's all shattered in there and there's gristle and shit all over the joint. So he said we've just got to basically put a pin in it. So there were three options. The surgery, got to put a line through that because he said we might be able to fix it, but one more stub and it'll be fucked again. So no point doing that. We could put a metal rod in. So you got to just decide on an angle, and it's called fusing.
Fusing, yep.
Or you cut the fucker off. Which is...
So Daniel Chick style.
Daniel Chick style. And obviously I made the Daniel Chick reference.
It's a middle finger as well, so you can't give anyone the bird. Maybe you could get...
I can't. That's all I can do is give... I drive around with my finger fucking hanging up when I'm driving. I'm flicking the indicator. It's a fucking nightmare, this thing. So
it's brutal.
So I've gone the
pregnant
fuse.
Seahorse.
So it's a big... Yeah, it's a big... they knock you out and... was pretty cool, and you got to decide on the angle. Cause,
did you get out like a protractor or something like that? Or
not
did you...
quite, but yeah, we made a little had the little paper out. And we made the angle we agree on because you go straight, and you realise how much power is in that middle finger. Like I can't just say you to put a hand around a broom or a dumbbell. If you want to lift up a dumbbell. If you go straight, I can't even really lift up a dumbbell now.
I guess maybe for the younger crew, like the younger fellas, the middle finger does a lot of work at certain points of your life.
with the.
We won't go there. We won't go there.
Don't you? You're talking about the old.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, you're certainly not the first one to crack. There's.
Oh, yeah.
There's been plenty of those jokes going along, and
Jesus. I don't know if you get it out again. That thing.
No, she's a little beauty. But then if you go complete curl, which would be perfect for picking up a dumbbell or any sort of rod or anything or a shovel, but then. Someone passes a ball to you, you're talking basketball, footy, kicking with the kids, you're just going to stub that thing if it's sticking straight out. So we agreed on sort of a bit of a, maybe a
bit
90.
To the left.
Is that a 90?
I don't think that's 90.
That's a 45.
That's 45.
That's a 45. So gone into the surgery, fucking drugged up to the eyeballs, which underrated experience, getting knocked out.
I love it.
I love it.
And I'm almost, now I don't play sport anymore. I'm sort of, because I've had my knee done a few times. I've had my elbow dislocated. Yep. And that feeling, that 30 minutes after you've been knocked out, give me some of that.
Oh, it's just a great, I'm sure it'd be different if you're getting a bloody kidney removed or something, but
open heart surgery,
that wouldn't be fantastic.
No.
But the hospital experience, mate, I love it. They knock you out. I get out, I'm flying high, I'm drugged up to the eyeballs. You flirt a bit with the
nurses, you act like you're
my arm was in this massive, couldn't feel anything, so who cares about that? I was in this giant bloody, it was all wrapped up, I'm sitting, the food was beautiful, I'm sitting up there watching
you
telly.
You thought it was, it was probably shit.
Drugged up to the eyeballs and went home and kept having those the drugs were bloody off the charts.
Yeah.
I knew because I could only have them twice a day. They were really strong, and I'd always time myself, and I'd go to bed, I'd pop one, put in a podcast, and just shut my eyes. And mate, I was going off with the fairies. I was
What were you seeing? Were you seeing?
I was awake but asleep, but aware, but sort of and I'd be like. Just crazy shit.
Oh, you can see how people get on the bloody
how you can get
all those prescription drugs. I reckon there should be more of it.
Oh, bloody oath!
Yeah. Get off the darts, get off the alcohol, the meth drugs. And shit. Prescription drugs. Let's
I can't fault them.
I reckon let's push for it. I reckon let's pump it up.
Yeah.
And you said at one stage you were maybe skipping a few things and saving them up. Were you doing that a little bit, mate?
Look, because if it wasn't too bad, I was
pushing through the pain.
Well, it wasn't hurting too much, and then I'd double drop before bed. And,
baby.
And I was just having a grand old time. It was
Would you feel
it was
like
during lockdown. There wasn't much going on.
Nah, you need something.
And that was So that was it was a good 2 weeks. So it's been maybe 2 months now.
Is it ever going to get smaller than that?
The doctor said, it's going to be a fairly unattractive finger. My days of finger modelling are gone, certainly gone.
What the boys think of it, it's actually quite intimidating.
Tam, my wife, is absolutely disgusted by it. It's foul.
It is horrific.
It's an ugly...
We'll take a photo and we'll put it on the Instagram.
But I tell you what else is
might
weird.
Get taken off. It's quite fucking brutal.
Yes, so the option is we weigh this up in 12 months' time. And
if you weigh it, it's pretty fucking heavy. Yeah, it is a big finger.
It is a big old...
So what, you've got little rods in it? Pins.
Yeah, just little pins in there, a little bent pin. And so I've still got a bit of movement in that one there.
Can you feel it?
It doesn't. If someone hits it, I've got this plastic sort of case that I'm meant to be wearing, but as usual, I haven't done it. I was not meant to do anything for 6 weeks. I was out bloody shooting hoops after about 2 weeks, out the front.
Wow.
And but anyway, you live and you learn. And but another weird thing about it is I've got to do this rehab. And I've only been twice because it's all a bit weird. So this lady, she'd be lovely. She's the physio, the hand specialist, and we just sit there talking. And she just puts lube on my finger.
Okay.
Just sort of jerks me finger
feel good
for half an hour.
Well, that's the blood flow.
Just to get the blood flow. It's
mate.
sort of. It's a bit awkward. She's probably in her mid-50s.
Okay, so she's probably getting something out of it.
I don't know. She doesn't seem to be enjoying it. It's a bit awkward. And we talk about my clammy hands. Try and
ugly, clammy hands.
Yeah, it's not great, but look, it is what it is. And
surely you could do that shit yourself, couldn't you?
Well, that's what I said. I mean, she doesn't seem to be doing anything that I couldn't do myself. I've got quite a lot of experience in
rubbing your fingers, lube on your fingers,
my fingers, and So anyway, it's on the mend, and
it's horrific. I cannot wait to get that.
Probably chop the fucker off in 12 months. But
so what is it? What do you got to work on? If you start losing feeling in it?
No, it won't be losing finger.
Moving.
It'll just be if it becomes too much of a pain in the ass. So, if I just start hitting it on stuff or can't play basketball. But cutting something off opens up a whole can of worms.
Oh, yeah.
So and this is what he said. This is what the specialist said. So I obviously said Daniel Chick. He was a footy fan. You could tell he had a little signed footy on his desk. Loved his footy. And I think secretly he knew the suburban footballer. He didn't say it because
of course,
because my first appointment, the lady went to pay and it was like $250, and she goes, "Oh, he's only said $150 here," and she goes, "Oh, he must like you," and I was like, And
it's because you wore your helmet and your gear in, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I said, "Hi, I'm Tom Seegert, the suburban footballer." And he's just, and everything's, I don't know. He just seemed to be. It seems to be something there, and he's knocked the price off a fair bit.
Okay.
He's cracked a couple of jokes, which
were pretty
he
definitely
shit,
knows you then. He definitely knows you.
It's like, I don't know. Might be get a bit ahead of myself.
No, that's all right. You thought you'd won the premiership.
But anyway, so he was talking about Daniel Chick, and he said that era of Daniel Chick, he said he shouldn't have cut his finger off. It was a massive mistake, and he went low. He went right in the
no stub, no nub.
He said he'd have problems, a lot of problems. But he said there's this little era, 10-year gap in the AFL where players where it was basically going from not amateur, but non-professional to professional. So just say Chicky might have been on 120 grand for the first 6 years of his life, and all of a sudden he's seen it go to 200 to 250 and he's at the end of his career, so he's thinking, I've got to hang on as long as possible. And he reckons there's this whole group of footballers that were just doing crazy shit to get another 1 or 2 years out because they could earn more in that 1 year than they would have in the previous 5 because the wage was going up so much. Yeah. So that was interesting.
Well, that's why people get the jabs. They get the they do all that. They just tape up the shoulders. They'll get it done at the end of the season.
But So
what you're saying, you're a gutsy. You are one of the most gutsy suburban footballers that has ever walked.
If not,
is that what you're saying?
If not the.
I think this is.
It's an amazing story.
You might start doing
hero.
Emotional speeches.
I'm thinking of doing the
TED Talks.
TED Talks, just about hurdles.
I mean, who's that guy who walked Kokoda without legs? Was that Kurt Fernley or something?
I think
he's got no legs.
I think it's fair to compare.
He did Kokoda, and I reckon you are above him. I think
if he heard this tale, he would find it inspirational.
And I reckon there'd be a tear just running down his cheek. And, yeah.
You wonder who guys like that look up to?
I reckon it's...
guys like me.
Yeah. And maybe that's why the doctor took $100 off your thing.
Because he thought I was a hero.
You're an inspiration.
I'm a hero.
You are a hero.
The word hero is overused. But
the word... It gets bandied around, mate. Yeah. But I think this is and role model,
hero,
inspiration, hero. Let's go with hero.
But so talking about the amputation, and because you jump on Google and you're like, what are the downfalls of amputation? Because it was a very realistic option at one stage.
When you were telling me, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I was happy just to chop the fucking thing off. But he said, I reckon we should go the pin option first. And if that doesn't work, we.
So did you actually think through? Like you said, fucking just cut it off.
I said, just cut it off. And he said, let's get an X-ray first.
Let's get an X-ray. I'm not even a doctor. I'm just some guy down the street.
I'm the nurse. He's
I'm the cleaner. Yeah.
I think you should ask for a second opinion. Yeah. So I googled amputations, and there's some horror stories.
Oh shit! Yeah.
There's this one story about this guy who got his arm cut off, and he had this sensation that you always hear about. You've got an itchy, say, finger, but,
Yes.
but stiff shit because your fingers.
Well, I don't have the
your
finger.
fingers in
So
the,
where do you
in
feel
the
it?
dumpster, down the hospital. So you just got this itch that you can't
Scratch.
scratch, and then
Literally.
and but then there was this other sensation that he had his arm, but not only did he have his arm, it was rolled up and was fucking stuck behind his head.
Right.
And the guy went crazy.
Really?
He went batshit mad. Because imagine that. You've got the sensation
Yeah.
that you're giving yourself almost a headlock, but there's nothing you can do about it because it's not there.
It's not there.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, that's so that made me think.
Let's
well,
not cut the
that's
finger
not great.
off.
And also there's a thing they refer to as exposed nerve ends because the nerves don't go right to the end. But if you chop it off,
Oh, then the nerves.
the nerves are going right to the end.
It's like a sore tooth or something. You brush your teeth.
So even just the sensation, you jump in a shower and it can feel like someone's holding a fucking blowtorch to your finger. For it eventually dies off, but that can last up to 12 months.
Yeah, that's not good.
So, I'll stick with this and
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, no, it looks good. Can't even notice.
No, that's great.
Anyway, enough of my shit.
Mate,
enough of
before
my
I get
finger.
into it, before I forget about this, because I was down in, I finished off in Tassie. So I did Jokers. Gab Baskerville runs a great room at the Polish Club. Jokers.
So just to recap, you were away for 3 months travelling around doing gigs. You got out,
right.
You went to Darwin, and you some loophole through Darwin, you're able to get to Perth, to Tassie, and you've basically been on tour.
Perth. So Darwin, Perth, back to Darwin, down to Tassie, back to Melbourne.
So you've been living while there were no gigs over here. You beat the system. You got away. You had a wedding that was called off.
Yeah,
we've been through that. And you were so that's where you've been for 3 months, travelling around. Gigging,
that's it.
Getting
Gigging
sun.
around.
You look great.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
kicking
feeling
goals.
good. I've got the haircut.
How many gigs you do in the 3 months?
Mate, I reckon probably I haven't logged probably 40, bit over 40.
That's good.
And
when everyone else was doing none.
That's right.
Great effort.
So so I should be. I'm in form.
Great form.
I should be.
She should be form.
Yeah, I should be.
The crowd will be the judge of that.
Yeah, that's right. Don't get ahead of yourself, mate. But,
anyway, so
I finished in Jokers down at the Polish Club.
Start from the end.
Yes. Well, I've got to give a shout out to one of our loyal listeners of the podcast, Cindy Ackley. Now, do you remember, I reckon it was early on when we were talking about why blokes get naked.
Ah, yeah.
Remember the email that came in?
Was that Cindy?
That was Cindy.
And you met her?
I met her. So she emailed and said her husband, Tim, who I met, Tim was down there as well. Bloody great bloke.
Did he have his kid on?
He was nude. He was nude, and bloody it got the boys up. I'll give you the tip.
Bloody oath,
everyone was wrapped about it. She came up and,
So she came to the show?
She came to the show.
Did she come to the show because of the pod?
I think she did.
Fuck.
I think she did. I put it on there, and she came out, and so I got to give her a shout out. Cindy, thanks for coming to the show. Timmy, great to meet you, and keep listening. We are back, and hit us up on the email if anyone wants to, they can ask us anything.
Just ask us anything. We've got a lot. We've got plenty to talk about, but you can never have too much shit to talk about. So if you've got a question or what's going on, just hit us up. But
that's it.
So you're doing for those that don't know.
Yep.
There's many different types of comedy. There's pubs. There's clubs. There's the festival. There's all these corporates. But one side of it is the mining tours. It's known as it's fucking hard. It's hard yakka.
It's hard yakka, mate.
It's like not extreme comedy. It's like it's just fucking.
Well, it's just hard work because
a lot of travelling
and you pack this. So the bloke who runs it, Dools, he's been doing this for 30 years. So he is a seasoned pro.
Yeah. So there's some things that might. So he's seen it all, and
he's seen
water
it all,
off a duck's back.
Water off a duck's back. He's got stories. He could. If he sat down on this podcast, he could do 35 days.
And he does the gig.
He does the gig. He MCs it.
Yep.
He organises it. He drives most of it.
Yep.
I did a bit of driving. But
you're in a Tarago?
we were not in a Tarago. They used to do Taragos, and sometimes they used to do station wagons, but you just hire we were in a Pajero Sport.
Okay. Come to think of it, I haven't seen a Tarago for a long time.
Taragos, we had a Tarago.
That sort of look has gone,
That look has gone. Toyota. Where have the Taragos gone?
If you got 5-6 kids, what do you fucking get these days? I'll get one of those big...
Just a van? Just tow a caravan around with you. Yeah. Well, 5 or 6 kids, I think you're fucked. You got to buy a bus.
Yeah, true.
That's no good. The Taragos, they were great back in the day. But so we had a Pajero Sport. Now this thing is it's not a full-on 4-wheel drive. It's like an SUV kind of thing.
It's got that look.
Yeah. So what we've got 4 comedians in a car. We've got sound gear. We've got lighting. We have 2 spare tyres. We have
your suitcase.
All our suitcases. So he said, pack light, because and this is you get the last thing in the back, and you are kicking that door. You are slamming it shut, and it's like Tetris. There is not another spot you could put anything. You can't get it in there.
Yeah,
you can't get it in there. And then me and the other comic, Emo, he's Perth comic, we're in the back, and it's not like you're sitting in the back with your legs outstretched and you're relaxing like you're on a fucking holiday. You've got suitcases in the middle.
Yeah, you don't need that shit.
So, and you're going 8, 9, 10 hours a day, sometimes more, wedged up like that.
That's hard, Jack.
That's hard, Jack. But I'm
sort of... Because you're with Franklin. Were you having a couple of beers while you drive?
No, because that's the thing with the mines. They've really knuckled down on all that stuff. You got to be 00 when you get to the mine.
So they test you?
Well, we never got tested, but they said if they did test you and you blew, you can't do the gig. You're fucked. Yeah,
it's not like you're doing your gig on a forklift or anything. It's not like...
No, you're not. I mean, maybe that's a different type of comedy. Forklift comedy, just on a pallet.
I can't see it.
Or something like that. If the crowd's not close enough, you drive up to the crowd.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Save moving all the seats.
That's exactly right, yeah. But no, because there's a big thing in the mines now. A lot of the companies, you can only have... They've limited them to 4 mid-strength beers.
Yeah.
Because there's been rapes, sexual harassments.
Isn't it all blokes?
No, there's women in the mines, mate. Yep. I mean, there's another thing that, a lot of people, you think it's just blokes.
I think it's a bit of a sausage festival.
Bit of a sausage. I mean, there's definitely a lot of sausage.
The women would be popular out there, wouldn't they?
Well, maybe that's why they're on the 4 mid-strengths.
Yeah,
maybe a little too popular,
okay.
if you know what I mean. But
I know what you mean.
I don't think you should punish. I don't think you should punish everyone for a few dickheads.
Yeah,
it's tough though.
It's sort of the
on the big
type
sides.
A lot of the type of guys on the mines are the type of guys that if you didn't tell them they had to stop at 4, they might get a bit wild. And at the end of the day, you don't want someone with a stinking hangover still blowing.
Well, you got to blow.
The limit.
Well, they can't go to work if they do that.
So they do have to blow every day.
They got to
Okay.
You got to blow 0 every day.
Yep.
If they think they're over, because there's little breathos in the dry mess.
Which is dry mess?
Okay, here's a little. This is how the mine works.
Take me to school.
All right, let's go to school, baby. So the dry mess, that's where all your meals are prepared.
Okay.
So every morning, like a canteen area or a buffet.
Why don't they call it the canteen area? What's a dry mess? Is it dry?
Because then there's
it's
a wet
mess.
It's fucking schmozzle in there. It's actually very clean. You have to wear gloves and but there's also a wet mess. Have a guess what that might be.
Where you drink?
Yes, Tom. You're bloody learning. I'm schooling you, baby.
What does mess stand for?
Oh, that's just years and years ago. Probably they said, here's the mess. I think it's like an army thing or a military thing.
Fuck checker.
And the Big D. Why is it called the mess? Franklin was all over it because he cooked in the fucking army.
Yeah.
He thinks he served the country, but he just was a chef.
Yeah, still.
So, but hey, still cooking. So and serving the country. Well done, Franco.
Killed,
in the Air Force. Sorry,
killed 10 men.
Killed 10 men.
They were his own men through salmonella, but yeah, still. A life's a life.
Oh, he saw it all. So you got the mess. So what happens is you rock up. You got to bloody do an induction. You sign in, and you can't just turn up to the gate and drive in there. You need, because mines, they're bloody dangerous places.
Oh.
Real dangerous.
Yeah.
So you need to get an escort and not a bloody, you need to get a car to come out and drive you in there. Into the big mine. And we never saw, into the mines. We just went to where the people stay. So you got dongers. Do you know what a donger is?
How far are they? I know what a donger is.
Yeah.
How far away from the mess is the mines? Do they get a bus there in the morning?
Some get a bus. Some, bus.
So what's the vibe like on camp? Because how long are they there for before they?
They could be there for 3 weeks.
Fuck.
12-hour days. Have you ever done a 12-hour day in your life, Tom?
I certainly have, but not
not
3
down
weeks
the
in
mine.
a row. Not 3 weeks in a row. And then, what's the vibe? Are they like, this is fucked? I'm away from my kids and my family.
There's a little bit of that.
This is good with the boys.
I reckon they say, if you were single, you'd be pulling yourself a lot. You're probably the married blokes that do that as well, but.
Yeah, I don't think they're holding off.
No. Well, that's where I had to do it because, I was staying in a caravan in Perth. So once I got to the mines, it was bloody game on. And
you can't masturbate
Well,
in
I could in the caravan, but
I guess it wobbles around a bit.
It wobbles around a bit and sort of,
you didn't
want to, yeah. But, so the vibe, I would say some of the mines, people just hated it. It was like... Because it's just gone to the full mid-strength. So they're treating them like kids. A lot of them whinged about the food. The food was shit. The bloody full mid-strength.
There's no ducking down to Macca's if the food's shit.
There is no ducking down to Macca's, mate. You are stuck with... But
do phones work? Can you call home?
Telstra do.
Good on you.
I never had any service. I'm Optus, so that was struggling. But you always got the Wi-Fi. You love the Wi-Fi.
So you can do a bit of a FaceTime sort of.
FaceTime was big.
Yep.
FaceTime was big.
And is it all free on, are you paying for your beers?
You do have to pay for the beers. Sometimes you get beer cards. I didn't know how it all worked, but sometimes we got free beers. Sometimes we had to pay for them. So you go in there and they literally check you off. It's like checking your ID. You're like, how many beers have you had, mate?
Like on a fucking like a cruise.
Like a cruise. Yeah. So you could sort of see the ones, these are the Rio Tinto sites.
Yep.
They were 4 mid-strengths. The Fortescue metal, which is Twiggy Forest.
So we're talking a can, like VB 375.
No, VB, mate.
Oh, yeah.
It's mid-strength.
Oh,
so
it's mid.
Everything's mid-strength.
Jesus.
Oh, mate, this is sounding horrific, isn't it?
It's hell.
It's not like the good old days where they said you used to just get blind. And
bloody fire up the ice pipe and then just jump on some heavy machinery.
That's it. Go, let's fucking get the iron ore out of the ground, boys.
I reckon they would have had some horrible... would have got pretty bad.
Workplace safety.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of good men.
A lot of good men.
Yeah, so... Fortescue metal, they were 6 heavies. You could have 6 heavies. So that was a bit of a buzz when you could have 6 heavies. 6 heavies, look out,
that's
baby.
That's not a bad night. For a midweek.
I reckon 6 is just on,
Yeah.
6 is good. You're feeling all right in the morning. But then you go to some gold mines and they were smaller. And everyone sort of knew each other a bit better.
Yeah.
Unlimited.
That is a gold mine.
That is a fucking gold mine, mate. And I found those gigs were better because the people, I think they enjoyed the mines a bit more because they were treated like real people.
Yeah.
They weren't just a number. They felt like...
Gold mine, what do they look like? They're not the guys down the river with that little, with the water and the...
And the little hat and the... Yeah, it's amazing how much gold they get out with people just panning.
Panning
for gold.
Panning for gold.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. So I'm not sure how they get the gold, but they just blow up the ground, I think. I think
for shit.
For shit. Is any in that shit? I think what they do, they put it through a big sift or crusher. We never got to see the actual mine. So
are they making a decision? So are these people coming to your gigs, are they making a decision, hey, let's go and watch some comedy? Or are they just eating their dinner and all of a sudden you guys just start telling jokes in the corner?
Some of them will know it's on. Some won't. It's one of those things. There'll be posters around the joint and people go, oh, fuck, there's comedy tonight. Because we had to go set up all the sound gear when we got there.
Because it's not like the Hilltop Hoods are playing down the road. It's not like you're up against a lot.
There is no
it's not like the casinos
entertainment
next door.
No, there's fuck all, mate.
across the road.
There
Because you are it.
Well, the only thing is you're going back to your room and pulling yourself. I mean, that...
Which you probably could have done every other night. Yeah.
You couldn't. So, yeah. But this probably sums up where some people were at with the comedy.
Yeah.
So we went to this little joint. Where was that? That was Wickham. Wickham. So Sunday night in Wickham,
Yep.
not much happening. Not much happening. I think this is a Rio site.
But a Sunday wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter that it's Sunday.
Doesn't matter.
Like a Sunday, maybe it may as well be a Tuesday. Or
It could be. Could be a
it's
Thursday.
Friday night.
Doesn't matter.
Who gives a fuck?
No.
Like maybe something better on telly.
That's it.
The footy's on.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yep. So we get to Wickham.
Yep.
We're set up, and this big burly bloke walks in. He goes, he sees all the stuff set up. He goes, Jesus, what's going on here tonight? I said, comedy night, mate. Are you going to come in and check it? Who's on? I said, Chris Franklin. He goes, who the fuck's that? Okay. And then I sang, I'm a bloke, I sang his song. He goes, oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that song. I said, so you're going to come in? He goes, yeah, nah.
Okay.
So he didn't give a fuck. No. He was having his 4 mid-drinks and going to bed. He did not give a shit. So there was a bit of that vibe. I found the gold mines were great.
Is the money still as good as it used to be? Because it used to be you could do 3 years and set yourself up for life.
Well, I think you still can, because what happens is when you're there, the mess, the dry mess, that runs. So people will go off. The mine is constantly running. Yeah. So it is day shift, night shift. So it is constantly running. You can't. It's not like 5 o'clock, shut the mine down.
People need their iron ore.
They need their iron ore, mate. And actually, I don't have long enough to talk about it. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's a hell of an experience.
And there's a lot of fucking mines. The dry mess is that's going the whole time. So people will get, off shift at 5 a.m. and they'll have their dinner
at 5 a.m.
At 5 a.m. because that's like their finishing work.
Will they have
5 a.m?
Will they have their 6 heavies?
They'll have their 6 heavies in the morning. That's the
that's
way they work, baby.
That's footy trip stuff.
12 hours on the job. I mean, but even if it's at night,
drinking at 5 a.m. That's
but
like starting. Yeah,
that's right. But they've come off night shift,
it's not footy trip stuff at all.
It's not footy trip. No, it's nothing like it, because it'd be more than 6 beers. But but you're not paying for your food. You pay for no food.
Can you go back for seconds?
You can go, but mate, you could eat 35 bits of chicken if you wanted, if that was on the menu.
Who's cooking this shit? Is it decent food, or is it fucking prison style? Or?
Well, there's a little bit of prison style. It depends on the budget. So what happens is there's companies that run the food part of it. Okay. So there was Sodexo, and that's commonly known as fucking shit food.
Just shit. So what are you talking there? Bangers and mash?
Well, it's just fucking slop, a lot of it. But, like when you first see slop in a Bay Marie, you go, this is fucking amazing. But we were in and out every day, so it didn't really matter. Yeah. But so they get allowances. So some people, they get allowed $3 or $5 a meal for each miner. Other ones are like $13 a meal. So they've got more in the budget.
You're not getting much.
Well, $3, you may as well just get Chris Franklin to cook for you.
Taco Tuesday or anything like that.
Sometimes they'll do that. They'll do Taco Tuesday. They'll do sausage sizzles. You got to mix it up. You got to keep it fresh. But when you've been there for 3 weeks, the novelty wears off when you get fucking lasagna, sloppy lasagna again.
You haven't seen your family for 3 weeks and your wife's sleeping with the neighbour. Taco takes more than Taco Tuesday to excite you, doesn't it? Yeah, when your marriage is crumbling and
I think Taco Tuesday isn't really getting you through. The mines.
It must be a lot of marriages.
Oh shit!
Fall apart.
Oh, definitely. Because it sounds great, but then you're doing that for 3 weeks, and then you come back. You've got 5 days with the kids. Oh, party time! Dad's home. You're the fun dad, and then the missus. She's got to look after, get them to school. She's got to feed them, clothe them, root the next door neighbour. I mean, it's tough on the wives.
Yeah, it's tough for everyone.
But anyway, I mean, do it. Get into it. No, there's bloody... And people start getting into it by cleaning. They'll start off as cleaners and go, they work their way up the system, And if you're not sleeping with anyone in the system, you got to clean.
So what sort of money, when you go in there, did you ask what sort of money they're on, the cleaner?
Oh, they're fuck all. Yeah. So that's not great.
Like,
But
would they be on 100 grand?
no.
They're not on 100 grand.
No, they're like on, like 40, maybe. I don't know.
40 grand and they're
Maybe. Something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You'd want to climb your way up fairly
You'd want
quick.
to climb your way up pretty
Like,
quick.
You wouldn't be 3 years in going away for 3 weeks at a time on 40 grand.
Cleaning
And going, I don't think this is working.
It's funny some of the shit they got to put up with as well. We started speaking to a few cleaners.
Yeah.
And they said they've walked in on people having a wank. They've
we apologise for bringing up wanking, but there would be an astronomical amount of wanking going on the mines.
It would huge. Huge. And the walls of these dongers are like, you basically, you're next to, you could.
So they're connected.
They're connected. They are
paper-thin walls.
Paper-thin walls, mate. It's like your route on, when you're in Albury at your dad's joint and you're hanging the shit.
Hanging the poo.
You're doing the shit.
Walls.
Yeah, the surf and turf.
Yeah,
go
classic.
Have a listen to that.
Get back to that one.
Yeah. So, what was I fucking talking about?
Talking to the cleaners.
Oh, yeah. She said, and this was the one that stood out. She said they went into this joint and in the bathroom there was like piss all up the wall, like where the little mirror was. There was bottles of. They go, what the fuck was this? It was in the cupboards or something. And they checked it. They smelt it, and it smelled like piss. And it was almost like they reckon this guy maybe he loved a golden shower or something. It got him off
with his own piss.
But yeah, well, I don't know. It could have been someone else's. They didn't test it. But they reckon he must have been just like throwing piss all over on himself.
But you're the only one that's been in the donga. So they would have known it was him, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah. They know who it is.
Just turn a blind eye.
Well, I guess if they clean it, and they might say,
"Oh, mate,
do what you want."
If they ever whinge, they might not climb that ladder.
No, just
do your job. Just clean the
piss, would you?
Clean the piss.
Yeah. So.
Wow, interesting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I won't bore you with any more because we're up to about 46 minutes, and but I mean. It was a great experience. I'd definitely go back. Some comedians said, "No, fuck that.
A lot of comedians
I'm not doing it again."
Yeah, it's one of those things that a lot of comedians say, "I did that once." A lot of people, like I know, Kinney did it, Oaksy did it.
Yep.
A lot of those guys, and look, you get a fair bit out of it because it is hard. It is comedy at its hardest, isn't it? Like no one's laughing just to make you feel good. You've got to earn every.
Oh, you got to earn every laugh,
yeah.
And you've come off a 12-hour day, and someone gets up. You got 4 mid-strengths. Like, what kind of fucking mood are you in?
It's like prison league. If you
prison league, mate.
Prison league.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you come out of it a better comic? Do you feel?
I think so, yeah. You're up there, you're going, I've got to get my shit together. Where do I go now? What do I do? Do I work with the crowd? Do I rip on the guys, pissed all over the wall?
And that's, at the end of the day, I mean, obviously, your very understanding wife, she was at home by herself.
Well, she's not my wife, remember?
Yeah, wife,
Jesus Christ, mate, Jesus. Yeah. But she said as long as you're still working, as long as you're still getting gigs,
so that's great.
Stay away.
While you haven't got kids.
I think she moved someone else in while I was there. She stopped taking my FaceTime calls.
We've all got secrets.
Yeah.
Ask no questions, tell no lies. So, that's great. What a great experience.
Yep.
Bloody hats off to you. A lot of people talked about doing shit like that, but no one actually bloody grabbed the bull by the horns and went and did it. No, bloody mate, I used to love it. Ringing you, I'd be like, because we're in fucking
lockdown,
full on lockdown, and I was dreaming of gigs and wanted to get out there, but couldn't even leave the street. And I was just, mate, I'd love talking to you, hearing about all your gigs and. Yeah, it's good times.
Kept you going. Kept you going.
But mate, I had about 20 things to talk about. We've talked about fuck all of them.
No, but we talked about fingers and
the
mines.
the mines.
There's been a lot of finger talk.
But we told ourselves we'd keep it at 45.
We will.
45 to 50. So,
that's it.
That's it. We are back, and we're not going anywhere now.
Nah,
we're not going anywhere.
Nah.
What else?
Your brain.
Just
do you want one? Go.
Should I quickly talk about the gig I did on the weekend?
Do it.
Just because
that's why we're doing this.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it. If we don't talk about it, then next week, what do we do?
Nothing.
What are we here for?
No.
So so we're back doing gigs. Last week, first cricket club back. They announced, did they? Yeah, they announced they can have full capacity.
Gold.
So it's just the bloody.
Oh,
we're back into it, 100%. So it's the Chiltern Barnawatha Cricket Club.
Yes.
And it's funny during lockdown. You just think about the positives. I can't wait to walk back into a cricket club and full house and getting the big laughs and having a beer and chatting to the guys.
What's about
just all the positives. But you forgot about the negatives. I sort of
driving.
It's just, no, that negative, and I totally forgot about this. It was the day. Actually, it was the night before
Christmas.
No, it was the night before the gig.
Yep.
And I thought, I'll look at the weather for Barnawatha Chiltern.
Ooh.
Pissing down rain all day, which in footy means they've got to slog it out. In cricket, it means the game's going to be rained out.
No play.
Called
off.
And this was their first game of the season, and so these boys haven't caught up for a while. So what happened? Obviously, I was like, oh shit, they're going to call this game off. And I forgot. I've done a few gigs like this in the time. It just means the guys meet at the club, game's called off. They're getting on the piss at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So I've quickly messaged the president, and I've said, okay, mate, just checking out. So I did that this Saturday morning. I said, mate, just looking at the forecast, looks like you're obviously going to be rained out. Instead of starting at 8, how about I come down and start at 5?
Ooh,
and,
nice.
And he said...
Smart.
Because otherwise everyone's going to be poleaxed.
Yep.
And so I've done plenty of these before, and I walk in, and it's a shit show.
Mayhem.
It is a shit show. So, and he said, mate, great idea, but...
Fucked.
Yes, it's been called off, but the guys have, instead of hanging around the club until you arrive, the show starts at 8, they've all gone into Wodonga, which is about 30-odd Ks away, and the Wodonga Footy Club, all the players from Chiltern Barney have gone to the Wodonga Footy Club to a reverse draw, all you can drink.
Oh.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
So from 1 to 5, these guys have paid their $100. From 1 to 5, 12 to 5, free piss. The club's organised a bus, and guys go mental on buses. I don't know what it is.
They must have loved that it got called off.
Oh,
they would have been wrapped.
Best thing to have happened to them.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting around sitting at the club. I've set up my gear. There's probably 25 people there. But we can't kick off till the bus comes, and all of a sudden,
all the
bus
losers
comes.
who didn't go to the losers who didn't go to the reverse draw.
Yeah, but a few locals came,
Oh,
and then when the bus arrived, just that fucking energy that came off that bus. Boys that have had the cricket cancelled, been on the free piss, and look, it was good. The lovely folk. The guy to girl ratio was absolutely shit ass. That's
like
another thing you forget is footy clubs. Girls love a footballer.
Girls love a footballer. Cricketers.
They love. They've often got netball clubs. There's many girls. There's guys.
They love a chat.
Cricket clubs.
Well, you're not really. Most girls in their right mind wouldn't sit round and watch suburban or country cricketers roll the arm over on a Saturday. It is fucking boring as bad shit.
And also, I think it's footy. If you're married or going out with a footballer, look, the weather's shit. It's middle of winter. You pop down, I watch it for 2 hours. All the other girls will be there. Bit of fun.
Yeah.
The functions are fun. It's winter. You're not doing anything anyway. But if your partner's playing cricket, you basically fuck this. He's fucked your summer.
He's fucked your summer.
You can't go away any weekend.
Nah. You're not going down the beach. You're not going away, and it's sort of that's 70 overs.
If by some miracle you stay together, you're not supporting him. You're not
I reckon miners have got a better job of keeping their relationship together
than a
local cricketer.
Yeah, it's a similar setup. So there were fuck all women there, and men. It's just human nature. They go crazy when there aren't women in the room, when they've been drinking piss all day. So it was great.
And what were some of their rigs like? Because cricketers as well at that level, maybe not the fittest specimens.
Oh no, there was some
pretty fit.
Some decent. One of the blokes just got picked up by Coburg.
Ooh, hello.
They called him Mr. Coburg.
Mr. Coburg.
There was it was a good crew. A couple of identical twins with the biggest fucking teeth I've ever seen in my life. It was it was a good crew.
Big teeth.
Good crew. One guy, they called him the GOAT, which I thought it was because he was the greatest footballer. It was about his best penis of all time. He was pretty keen to
show it off.
Pretty keen to get that out.
Do. All blokes do, don't they? Yeah, like if you did have a good one, you'd be like, oh, someone dacked me.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be reaching down quickly to pull your pants up.
But anyway, that was great.
Did you see it?
Yeah, well, I didn't think I saw it, but I got a photo with him. He said, "Can I get my photo in all your gear?" He was just relentless, mate. I want to wear your gear. And so anyway, I said, all right. At the end of the show, I said, all right, mate. So he was a ripping bloke, big unit. So he's worn my helmet, worn all the Suburban Footballer gear. I got my normal kit on, got the photo.
He's put it at the bottom.
It wasn't until the next day I was going through the photos. And I was like, there it is.
At the bottom?
Had his big wang hanging out at the bottom, and it was
pretty good, circumcised.
Yeah, helmet.
Yeah. The other ones don't look great.
No, pretty average.
Yeah.
But anywho, so that was great. Didn't get home till 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, it's a big drive.
It's a big drive. I forgot what that was like. But it's just good to be back.
Oh, it's great to be back.
Good to be back. We're back doing gigs, and Melbourne's back, and the bloody good Banter's back.
Good Banter's back. I think that's the big thing. When everyone it opened up, I think everyone thought, well, Dan Andrews done us a favour. Evo and Tommy can catch up.
And finally
get in the same room together.
Finally finish off that 43. Finally delete that 43, which was a big bag of,
that was a fucking
bag of dicks.
Ball bag of
and
nothing.
Re-record. So 43, take 2.
We are done.
Tell your friends we're back.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
On Thursdays, get on the Good Banter Instagram. Hit us up at reallygoodbanter@gmail.com. We're on Twitter. We don't really use that. But Cindy, thanks for coming to the gig. Bloody great stuff. You and Timmy, legends. And anything else, Tom?
No, I reckon that's it.
That's it.
Good to be back.
It's another one.
You've been to hell and back.
Or get on the YouTube.
But we're back.
Pop this up on the YouTube. Check out Tommy's finger. We'll post a photo of that. And that was Good Banter. Good Banter.